Hi, folks. This week we have a great little interview with an awesome local artist named Victoria Shepard.
Hi, I'm Victoria Shepard, and I'm from actually Hillsboro, Oregon, but I've lived in Bend for about 3.5 years now, and I'm adjusting to the high desert, and it's been fun.
And what do you do?
I'm a painter, and I started out as a realistic oil painter, and then about 3 years ago, I decided to, actually longer than that, 5 years ago, I decided to do sand painting, which is where I add sand as a medium to my work, and it makes it a little more abstract. And more fun to do because I don't make any plans. It just comes out of my head as I do it.
And how'd you ever get into art? You're from a family of artists?
Actually, no. I learned how to paint when my husband was stationed in the Navy in Texas. Our landlord had classes, and I took some oil painting classes from him, and I've had the bug ever since.
And why do you do oil?
I love oil because of the colors, the way you can make all kinds of colors out of nothing. And acrylic, which is part of the sand painting process, is a little more difficult for me to get the colors I want. So it's more of a challenge. But I tried to blend the two within one painting.
So would you call this like a mixed media?
Yeah, definitely mixed media. As you can see on here, there's a lot of different ceramics. There's some grass. There's some copper, some crackle paste, even some bark here. This is birch bark here. So I just tried to get some of the elements and add it to the painting. On this one, I've added some metal. There's some metal down here, and there's a piece up there just to add some depth and some interest.
And so you just do it spontaneously, or do you plan these things out?
I don't plan them out, except, for example, sometimes I add something before I take it to the beach. You add maybe a picture, like this is not hand painted. This is actually a picture from a magazine that I painted, I glued on before I went to the beach. And then when I added the sand to it, I knew how much I wanted to cover and how much I didn't. So then that's something you decide later.
And where beaches do you go to?
Oh, I go to a place north of Lincoln City. It's called Cascade Head.
Is there difference in sands that you've...
Oh, yes. There are different colors of sands. There's some that are really dark and some that are light. And I try to bring some back with me every time so that in case I have a hole in my painting where I feel I wish I had put more sand on, I can just add it later.
And how did you learn all this? Did you go to school, or did you just take classes?
I actually did take a class at the Sitka Center for Art and Ecology, which is north of Lincoln City. And there was a woman there named Judy Vogeland who has been teaching this sand painting process, and she learned it at Portland State in the 70s. So most of the sand is created on the beach next to the water, and it's completed in a day, and you spray it with a medium so that the sand stays still. And then the next day you can add color to it anywhere, in a studio anywhere. So, but I work here in my Red Door studio at 9th Street Village.
So you actually, the day that you get the sand, you paint it?
No.
No.
You have to let it dry. It takes sometimes a day or two, depending on how wet it is at the beach, to let it dry. You leave it in the sun for a few hours, and you hope the dogs don't run on it.
So it's a family adventure sometimes, getting the sand?
Oh, yeah. It's fun, though, because when you do it on the beach, though, you have people walking along who come and they want to know about the process. And, of course, artists like to talk about their process.
So when you were a little girl, did you ever think you'd be doing this?
No, of course not. I always wanted to be a writer. I was an English teacher for a while, and I always wanted to be a writer, but this is what I've enjoyed the most.
Why do you think you do this?
Why? Because it's the one thing I can do that makes me feel truest to myself.
Do you dream about this stuff?
Oh, yes. I do dream about it, and I worry about it in the night, too. Not worry, but I think about it. I'll wake up in the middle of the night and go, I don't know why that one corner isn't working. What is it I need? But most artists do that.
How can somebody contact you if they want to take a look at your art?
Yes, my website is victoriashepard at artbyvlee, Lee is my middle name, .com. And they can call me also, 503-702-9504.
Well, thank you very much.